Geek's coverage of MWC 2015 is powered by ASUS.
Hey there, it's Miriam with Mobile Geeks. We're here at Mobile Congress 2015 at ZTE's booth, and I'm here with Waiman Lam. He's the Senior Director of
Global Marketing.
That's it.
For ZTE mobile devices.
So, we obviously have the perfect person to talk about product, and you know it's all about product for us. So, you announced 3 devices. Can you tell us a little about them?
Sure, absolutely. I'll start with this one in the middle. This one is the Zte Star 2. This device is what we call a device that you can talk to. It's got a very pretty ID design. If you look at it, it's got Gorilla Glass on both sides. Let me just unlock this for you, like that. So a glass on both sides, very thin profile, and it's got aviation grade aluminum wrapped around the device. There's a very premium look and feel. It's extremely thin, 6.9 millimeter thin, and it's got excellent specs. 13 megapixel camera in the back, 5 megapixel camera in the front. It's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 processor. And also comes with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gig of internal storage with expandable slot, and it's running the My Favorite 3.0 UI, where you can easily change the settings or the backgrounds to your liking by a simple click. You can change the color, you can actually change the icons, and also you can actually change the way it swipes, so to your liking. So this is what we call the something you can personalize, but it's not too much that it's, you know, I know sometimes devices can get too much when it comes to customization. We want to maintain that Android stock feel, at the same time giving the consumer the ability to personalize the device.
Yeah, that's great.
I think that's a perfect balance with the My Favorite 3.0 UI that we're implementing here.
Tell us a little more about one of the features you mentioned was a system-wide voice recognition feature, which I think is really good. I mean, the specs on this are obviously kind of flagship level, in a reasonable form factor with really gorgeous kind of high-end premium feel. So, but you decided to differentiate. I mean, there's a whole bunch of devices like that out there, and you're differentiating in a very unique way.
Sure, absolutely. So we have what we call the industry-first system-level voice control. So let's just talk about the technology. So there are more than 1,000 patents that are behind this device, with 158 patents that are voice control related. So it's always on, always listening for the trigger. So I already programmed this phone to only accept my voice to unlock the device. So if I can just show you a demo quickly here.
Absolutely, go for it.
So I can just simply say,
show the screen while you do that.
Waiman Star 2. Open camera. Camera opens. Waiman Star 2. Play music.
Nice.
And I could simply use my voice and say, even with the music playing, next song.
Wow, very nice.
And I could, when I feel like stopping the music, I just say, stop music.
Great. So this is obviously a very, you've really demonstrated the system-wide concept very nicely here. It's not just you start an app like you would normally, like a Siri or a Google voice, and then this is completely fully baked and it integrates across. But how well does it play with apps when you install them from third parties? Like, can you say launch an app and it will do it?
So one of the unique things is, yes, to answer your question, is you can open any apps that you download through the Android Play Store, and then you can open it with your voice. So I can show it to you. Again, let's say you want, what do you want to open? Like a calculator, a calendar, or whatever?
What do you have installed that's not a system app?
Okay, so maybe
like Chrome. Let's do that.
Okay, let's see if we can open Chrome. Okay, let's try it again. Waiman Star 2. Open Chrome.
Now look at that.
Chrome opens.
Awesome. So that's great. So let's talk about the other devices. Because obviously our time is a little limited in terms of the video we have. This particular device here is very interesting.
Sure. This is the Grand S3, and we are announcing at MWC this year that this is the industry first device that's supporting what we call the iPrint ID biometric scanning. It's scanning your retina to be able to unlock the device. This is the industry first solution.
Using the front-facing camera.
Using the front-facing camera.
So what kind of camera do you have to have in there for that?
Sure. It's got, well, the back is a 16 megapixel camera, and the front is actually an 8 megapixel camera.
Okay, 8.
So a little bit more high-end and upgraded from the typical front-facing camera that you would come to expect from a smartphone. So allow me to show you a demo,
yeah, so
if
how
you
does
will.
it work?
So here is the unlock screen. Typically, you can either do the pattern to unlock, or you could do like a punch in the password. But in this case, with this device, I could simply, I'm not sure you can actually look at this, I could simply have the phone look in my eyes, and it's unlocked.
Wow, look at that.
And it's very fast.
It's the future the cyborgs are taking over.
And even with my glasses on.
It's fantastic. Works
Absolutely.
really well. Right on. And so it is presumably pretty easy to set up. You just you just hold it in front of you, and then it learns. And
yeah. So
you do it a few times, and it's done.
Well, so it's actually taking not just capturing your eyes picture. It's actually taking a video of your eye motions.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, and then you have to follow the way to set up. You record that video for maybe 10 to 20 seconds, and then it's secure. It's stored in a very secure location inside a phone. And every time it's trying to authenticate, it's gonna compare that video against what the phone is seeing to make sure there's a match from the retina perspective. And every time it matches, it's updating that source code file. So the more it learns from you. Yeah, so it's easier.
And so presumably, all you have to do is push the power lock key and look at your phone.
Yeah. So right now the implementation is you push the power lock key, and then you slide down to have the phone look at your eyes. But in the future, if you think about it, we believe is a very secure way to do a lot of things. So for secure applications like your banking account in your phone, you can simply get into your account by doing a eye
So
scan.
you're basically, to compare with something people are familiar with, you're basically implementing what Apple did with Touch ID, but you're doing it with Retina.
Exactly.
So you want that kind of frictionless experience.
Yes, and then we also believe this is a more secure way, because when it comes to fingerprint, everybody knows that there are ways to get around that, right?
For sure.
Yes.
Sure. So tell us a bit more about the phone in general. So this is a larger phone. You said there's a 16 megapixel camera. Any OIS on this one?
So this one doesn't have OIS. 16 megapixel in the back, 8 megapixel in the front, 5.5 inch full HD display, and it's got 3 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigs of internal storage, and it's supporting dual SIM.
What kind of processor?
It's got an 801 processor as well, Snapdragon 800.
So it's very similar in terms of specs as the very premium device we saw earlier, but in a larger form factor.
Yes.
Nice. And then tell us a bit more about the Blade.
Okay, sure. This is the Blade S6. This is what I call a very fun device, because we can actually use a lot of motion and gesture to do a lot of things. For example, I'll give you a scenario. If you come home late from a party and you want to try to open your door and it's dark and you want some flashlight or something, so you can just simply wiggle the phone and the light comes on.
Nice.
Okay, and when you're done with it, you wiggle again and it goes off.
And so it's a deliberate motion you have to take.
Yeah,
it won't happen if it's in your pocket, will it?
Yeah, it won't happen. And you have the ability to turn off all these motion gestures, by the way. But it's a very deliberate motion, and it's running Android Lollipop right out of the box. And the specs wise, it's a Snapdragon 615 optical chipsets. It's the world first optical chipset from Qualcomm running Android Lollipop.
Oh, wonderful! So this is a mid-range device. Then,
it's a mid-range device. It's already available online through various channels.
5-inch display.
This is 5-inch HD display.
720 or
720p.
720p.
Yes.
And then what kind of camera is in the back?
It's got a 13 megapixel camera in the back and a 5 megapixel camera in the front.
Micro SD.
Micro SD and dual SIM.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so it's a nice. Feels really nice in hand, actually. Those round edges.
Yeah, it's got curved screen too.
Ah, right on. I see it. Yep. Well, listen, that's great. So basically, you've got a nice little powerhouse of devices here for the show, and thanks for showing us the tours. I think the voice and the Retina scan in particular are really kind of compelling. So sure. I hope to see that in more devices in the future.
Yeah, right on.
Thanks, Waiman.
Thank you.
So stay tuned for more videos. This is Miriam with Mobile Geeks at Mobile World Congress 2015. Cheers.